When was the last time you felt like you were forcing life? Maybe it was at work, pushing a project uphill that never seemed to move. Maybe it was in a relationship, trying to control how someone else should act, should feel, should be. Maybe it was with yourself, demanding perfection, demanding change, demanding more than you had to give. We all know that feeling, the grind, the tension, the sense that no matter how hard we push, the result is further away. Lao Tzu wrote about this thousands of years ago. He noticed a truth that is as alive today as it was then. Force creates resistance. The more you push, the more the world pushes back. The more you try to control, the more things slip through your grasp. Think of quicksand. The harder you fight, the deeper you sink. But if you stop struggling, if you lean back, you can float. This is the futility of force. It doesn't mean you do nothing. It doesn't mean you abandon effort. It means you stop fighting reality. You move with it, not against it. And in that flow, you find a power that forcing never gives. Lao Tzu often compared life to water. Water never forces. It flows around rocks, it yields, it bends, it adapts. And yet, over time, it wears down stone, carves valleys, and shapes mountains. What seems soft, what seems weak, turns out to be unstoppable. Now think of your own life. How many times have you tried to force an outcome, the job you weren't meant to have, the relationship that drained you, the plan that resisted you at every step? You poured in more energy, more control, more insistence, and still, the result never matched your effort. And now, think of the times when things seemed to flow, when the right people appeared at the right time, when the opportunity unfolded almost effortlessly, when your energy felt light, not strained. That is the power of non-force. There's an old Taoist story about an archer. When he shoots for fun, he never misses. But when the prize is at stake, a bronze buckle or a piece of gold, his aim falters. Why? Because he's no longer focused on the action. He's forcing, he's tense, he's distracted by outcome. And the harder he tries, the worse he performs. We live in a world that glorifies force. We're told to hustle, grind, dominate, fight. We admire people who push through exhaustion, who never stop, who impose their will. But what do we actually see? Burnout, broken systems, shallow victories that don't last. Lao Tzu offers another way. He says, the soft overcomes the hard. The gentle outlasts the rigid. The one who yields is stronger than the one who resists. Picture bamboo in the storm. The stiff trees break in the wind. The bamboo bends. It looks weak, but it survives. In our own lives, we often break because we refuse to bend. We push past exhaustion. We demand certainty. We cling to control. And life, in its wisdom, pushes back. Force is futile. Not because effort is useless, but because effort without harmony exhausts itself. When you align with the flow of things, your actions carry further with less strain. Let's bring this into the modern world. Think about persuasion. When someone shouts, insists, demands, we resist. But when someone listens, acknowledges, and speaks with calm confidence, we soften. Force creates walls. Gentleness opens doors. Think about innovation. The company that tries to force its way into markets with arrogance often fails. The one that adapts, listens, and serves, like water flowing into new spaces, thrives. Think about love. The relationship where one person demands control becomes suffocating. The one where both people allow space, listen, bend, and grow. That is where love survives. Lao Tzu teaches us that strength is not domination. Strength is flexibility. Strength is patience. Strength is knowing when to act and when to let go. There is another Taoist story about a farmer. One day, his horse ran away. The neighbors said, "Such bad luck." The farmer replied, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned with 2 wild horses. The neighbors said, "Such good luck." The farmer said, "Maybe." The day after, the farmer's son broke his leg trying to ride one of the wild horses. Again, the neighbors cried, "Such bad luck." The farmer said, "Maybe." Soon after, soldiers came to take young men to war. The farmer's son, with his broken leg, was left behind. The point is simple. Life is beyond control. The more you try to force your judgment, the more you resist the flow. But if you allow life to unfold, if you bend with its changes, you discover that what seemed like loss may become blessing, and what seemed like blessing may become loss. Force blinds us, flexibility frees us. Think again of water. It never insists, but it always arrives. It never fights, but it always wins. It doesn't rush, but it never stops. Now imagine what would change in your life if you stopped forcing. Imagine choosing ease over tension. Imagine yielding when resistance rises instead of fighting until you break. Imagine letting go of outcomes and focusing on harmony in the moment. This is not passivity. This is wisdom. The archer still shoots the arrow. The river still flows. The farmer still works the land. But they do it with balance, not force, with alignment, not desperation. And the results come naturally, like fruit ripening on a tree. So the next time you find yourself pushing against life, pause. Ask yourself, am I bending or am I breaking? Am I flowing or am I forcing? Because in the end, force may get you short-term results, but it will always leave you drained, fragile, and resistant to life itself. Gentleness lasts, flexibility endures. The soft overcomes the hard, the humble outlast the proud. The yielding survives the storm. This is the futility of force, and this is the power of letting go.